Hey everybody, I'm going to do a quick video about the LG high efficiency washer. The one I'm working on has inverter type system. It's flashing right here an LE code. LE code stands for pretty much the drum is does not know where it's at. They don't know what speed it's going, they don't know where it's at. It might twitch back and forth a little bit. You get an LE code. That's usually caused by either a control board failure, wiring issue, or a speed sensor. So I determined that it was a speed sensor. So on this model here, the speed sensor is located on the actual stator, which actually what turns your drum. So we'll take a look at that. So here's the stator. In some of these models, the actual speed sensor clips onto the stator, and you can remove the speed sensor and replace it. In this particular model, the speed sensor is built directly onto the stator, so you have to replace the whole stator. So we're going to take this washer apart, and I'll show you what the other stator looks like, and go from there. So here we are. Here's the washer we're going to be working on. Make sure you unplug the washer. That way there ain't no power going to it. You can leave the water lines hooked to it if there's enough room. If not, you're going to have to disconnect them so you can pull the washer out. But I'm going to pull this out and I'm going to show you what's next. Now you notice I had enough room with my hoses to keep them connected. So I left them connected, power's disconnected. Now we're going to take off this panel. And there's 4 screws and you can pop this panel off. Now we're going to take off this hub, which has magnets in it. Use a 17 millimeter socket on this particular model. You might have to put a screwdriver in here and find an anchor point so you can get this loose, because this will spin. So we're going to go ahead and loosen this up. I shouldn't need a screwdriver because I had it off once already. And when you pull this off, it'll come off kind of tough because there was magnets in there holding it around the stator. So we'll get this pulled off and I'll show you what it looks like. Now once you work off the cover, you see those magnets on the inside. That's going to give you a little bit of trouble when you pull it off because they're all being held or magnetizing against these coils. So you just wiggle it off that shaft and you end up with this. Make sure none of these magnets are cracked, which I already seen mine, they're not. This stator here, the issue I found is that we're having a leak right here on this bearing and caused some corrosion and messed up the actual stator itself, causing issues. Should replace this bearing, but the customer decided they didn't want to. They wanted to see how long it would last without doing that because of the cost. So we're going to go ahead and pull this off. And you guys can go 10 millimeter screws, pull these out. This will come off and you kind of flip it down and unplug the wire from the stator, which is on the bottom. Once you take out those 3 10 millimeter bolts, just slowly, gently put it down like this and disconnect that plug so you can get the stator out. So on early diagnostics, I did test the wiring, check the wiring and the control, which you can find directions on Google or ChatGPT if you need to find them. But once taking it apart during diagnostics, I found that this whole coil was pretty in bad shape. I tried to clean up some of the magnets, some of the coils here on top, but with that damage, it was shot. So go ahead and pull it off, and we're going to put our new one on the same way we took this one off. Plug it in and mount it back up with the 10 millimeter bolts. So once you got the stator remounted back on, plugged in, remounted back on, you're going to take your hub here with your magnets. Make sure, you know, when you did your final, even your first check around that, none of your teeth are stripped or none of your magnets are broke. You're gonna go ahead and put this back on and bolt it back on with a big bolt. You might have to use a screwdriver to kind of get some anchorage by putting them through one of these holes. So when you tighten it, you get it nice and snug. That way it don't come loose, because this puppy here spins. So I'm gonna make sure it's on there pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and mount this back on. Really, all you have to do is line up your shaft with the slots and get it back on and tighten it back up. Now while you're tightening this back on, when I'm talking about leverage, you can use a screwdriver. Make sure you don't hit your coils in here, or put it in here against that, like a nut, or behind that nut in there, and stick it through that hole, and then you can tighten it down a little bit tighter. And then once you get it all tightened down, throw your cover back on, and that'd be time to test it. So now I got it back together, push back. We're gonna go ahead and turn it on. And then you can start a cycle to see if that will do the trick. If, watch your tub turn. I'm gonna force it into a spin. So I'm gonna hold down my spin button on this one. Hit start. It's gonna initiate a drain cycle first. And then it should try to start spinning. And there it goes. It's working. No more LE code. So replacing that stator with the built-in sensor there on it did the trick. So the moral to all this is if you get an LE code on your washing machine, it's usually going to be a tub position sensor, or also known as a speed sensor. Some of those are, like I said, separate, that you can unplug and replace, for instance. And some of them, like this one here, is built actually onto the actual stator. These were 200 something bucks. So I mean, it's a repair, easy repair to do, but could be costly, depending on how old your machine is. But if you don't check your motor control board, the wiring to the stator, then next thing is the stator. This one obviously was bad because of the damage on the stator. But doing it yourself costs a lot of money. I mean, would save you a lot of money. So for instance, this is a speed position sensor as well for a top load washer model. This one here you can take right off and replace, 30 bucks. It depends on what you have. So that's how you replace that. Easy peasy. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.